first ever performance enhancing modification on this bone stock XR50 Turbo Ute build. We're going to be doing some startup, some revs, and some drive-by clips. This is the perfect exhaust. Honestly, you cannot beat their systems for the price that they are, the quality that they are, and how bloody good they sound. This makes the Barra sound absolutely mint. You do that at your own risk. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video on the XR50 Turbo Ute build. And in this video, we are finally going to be doing the car's first performance enhancing modification. So we've done the aesthetics, the car looks nice, the interior looks nice. Now it is time to get some sound in this puppy, because it is so bloody standard that I hear my own thoughts, and it's not a good look. In the back here, we do have a 4-inch dump and a 3.5-inch catback exhaust. So we're going to be fitting that bad boy up because this thing is 100% standard. I think it does have a stock muffler on the back there. Regardless of how it is, the thing is absolutely quiet. We're going to be sorting that out, so a huge shout out to X-Force Australia for sorting us out with an exhaust for this thing. This is only the beginning of the performance mods for this daily work ute, for now anyways, for now. So we will be getting into the bigger mods later down the track, but a 4-inch dump and a 3.5-inch system is plenty, even if you do want to go a big setup. Obviously not a huge setup, but they're good for about 1,000, I'd say. Another thing that we did as well that I didn't do on camera, I'm going to flip it and I'm going to let you guys guess in the comments section what you notice is different on this car. Now I'm not going to say anything, but I am going to give you about 2 more seconds. It is on the front, the back and the sides to say, but we got some bloody GAMBIN Queensland plates and made this car look 100 times better over those white and maroon big bulky things. But it's looking absolutely proper with those. And on the back too, we went with the thicker one, and it is like a black and silver, but it looks kind of white. In this lighting looking through the camera, it does look silver, but from back here it does look white. Now the second and third thing is the mud flaps are gone, and it's taken away a bit of the paint, as they do, because Ford paint is absolutely crud. But look how low we are in the back now. Now I do have a fair few tools, so it is a little bit lower than what it usually is, but I've whacked in some 2-inch spacers in there, and it's just to get an idea of how we're looking stance wise before I do put proper lowered springs in it. So it's looking absolutely nice and tough. Maybe a little bit too low, might look too stacked because the front's still standard, I don't know, but I may whack some BC golds in the front, get it nice and level and looking proper. But I feel like I might have to maybe step it up to a 1-inch spacer or something, because 2 didn't seem too low, but the thing's proper stacked in the arse end, and once I put tools and stuff in there, it gets extremely low. So anyways guys, there's a few little updates on that before we get into installing the exhaust. But let's stop talking, let's get in the shop. Let's get this old exhaust off, fit up this X-Force one. Alrighty, so we've got the car in the hoist. We're going to remove this bottle, move it out of the way, get to these heat shield bolts on the back heat shield, remove those, and I might also check the manifold bolts while we're there as well, because these barriers are very notorious for rattling everything loose. So I'm going to be pulling that down, checking those, and then just undoing the stock exhaust, lift it up, and get this bad boy in ASAP Rocky. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so the exhaust is all out and on the ground here, sitting right next to the brand new X-Force system here. So we went with a 4-inch dump, got the catalytic converter there, and 3.5-inch catback all the way through. As you can see, there is no more restrictions in this system, and as you can tell on that system, there's plenty of restrictions. So gonna get more flow, which means more performance and more sound, and honestly cannot wait to start this thing up. And once it gets tuned, see how it goes after, because this dump here and the cat on the stock systems are a massive restriction. As you can tell, I don't even need to tell you, just look at the difference there and it speaks for itself. But anyways, we're gonna chuck new engine mounts in while I'm here because it's half apart. Then we're gonna put this X4 system on the car, which I'm super keen to hear, super keen to see how it goes. So obviously we're gonna have to get a tune after this. Obviously it'll make a lot more power without the restrictions there. And yeah, I'm super keen to have some noise finally, because this thing is bone stock and it does my head in. So anyways guys, let's start putting the new system in. Alrighty guys, so it is a few days later. We've got the car outside and we're mic'd up. So we're going to be doing some startups, some revs and some drive-by clips for you guys, because I know you guys are hanging out for that. In the last few days I have been driving it from the inside of the car. It sounds nice. It is definitely there. It's a lot harder for me to hear now that I've sounded the back wall, the roof and partially of the floor. But I have had somebody drive the car and heard it from the outside and it sounds absolutely banger. I'm super stoked with this system. It's nice and easy to install. As you can see throughout the video, the upgrade compared to the standard system is phenomenal. Once we do get it on the dyno in a future video, very soon, you guys will see the difference that this system makes. Sound-wise, this thing isn't too crazy, which is perfect for you guys who want like a daily driver or a fun little weekender. You don't want to be too over the top, waking your neighbors up, pissing people off and whatnot. This system is absolutely perfect. So 4-inch dump, 3.5-inch catback. If you do want a little bit more noise and you do want to go a bit more power later on down the track, it probably is more beneficial and wise for you to go for the 4-inch catback system. Like I said, if you want to go up to that 1,000 horsepower mark, 3.5-inch catback system will be perfectly fine. We do have the tip on here, the single 3.5-inch tip, and also X4 supplies you in the box with a twin tip. And I'm pretty sure the tips are just a 3-inch on these that you do get in the box. So I don't know, do we vibe the single shooter? Do we put the twin tips on it, or do we get the other twin tips that I got? So I got twin tips that kind of look like the system that came off the car originally. So they're cut on an angle and they're twin 3.5-inch tips. I feel like it'll actually fill out this little exhaust surround a little bit better and won't look like a bloody, I don't know, from back here at this angle, which you almost will never see the car. You'll see the car at this angle here. I just feel like it looks a little bit ricey, like it's a Canon, but I don't know, like you can probably see it a little bit better back here. But to me, I'm not too sure about that. It looks a little bit, how you going? So drop down in the comment section what you guys think. I'll put photos up of what I was talking about as I was just then. If we keep the single shooter, we go the twin tip, the X4 supplies in the box with all their systems, or we put the other X-Force twin tips that are angled 3.5-inch on the back there. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Noise-wise, they won't change, so it's all gonna sound the same. But anyways, guys, we're gonna do a startup, we're gonna do some revs, then we're gonna take it for a drive. So let's get it. just figured we'd get in the car with the windows up. The noises that you're probably going to be hearing on this road, all the plastics rattling in this bloody 10-plus-year-old Ford Falcon. But I just want to show you guys how comfortable and daily friendly this exhaust is when you're not on it. So right now we're at bang on 2000 RPM. And you can barely hear the exhaust. I love this because, of course, it's my daily driver. When you want it to be loud, you just press on that loud pedal and it will go loud. But for cruising around, dealing with customers, not looking like a bloody hoon everywhere you go, this is the perfect exhaust. If you want it a little bit louder than this, a 4-inch is definitely recommended, or, you know, it's your choice if you want to get rid of a muffler or the resonator. I haven't done it before. I don't know what it sounds like. It may sound like an absolute fart in a can, but you do that at your own risk. We'll see what this bad boy sounds like inside of the car, which, might I add, will probably be a little bit more toned down a bit because of the sound deadening, but you'll get the gist. When you step on it, you'll definitely hear a difference in the exhaust note. And those ZF farts are absolutely crisp as well. Sounds actually really good. Like, I don't know if I'm getting old now or I'm getting to a point in life where I'm over external wastegates, but I kind of want to internally gate this thing and keep it semi-quiet, because that ZF fart out of the exhaust actually sounds really good. And from the outside, I'm sure it sounds 100 times better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spin around and I'm going to pop this camera on the back of the hard lid and we'll get some outside clips of what it sounds like if you were behind the car driving. So let's do that. There we have it, guys, our first ever performance enhancing modification on this bone stock XR50 Turbo Ute build. And I must say, I'm super impressed with the quality and the sound that this thing does produce. Now, honestly, it was getting a little bit too quiet, a little bit quiet like an NA XR6. Now people are gonna hear this thing, know it's coming, they're gonna hear the ZF farts, and know it's an XR50 Turbo without actually having to look at the badge at the back, which I'm super stoked about. The X4 system, absolutely phenomenal. 4-inch dump, 3.5-inch catback. Sounds absolutely crisp outside. And obviously when you want to putt around and cruise around, it's not too loud, which is absolutely perfect if you want a daily friendly exhaust or on a workhorse like this thing is as well. Again, you want to go a little bit louder, a little bit bigger, step up to the 4-inch, and you'll get a bit more sound out of that. But if you want to do like a muffler delete or whatever, I don't know how they sound. I've heard that they don't sound good at all. So you're gonna do that at your own risk if you do play around with this system. But honestly, I think that this sounds absolutely on point. Now, for a system, you look for price. That is the biggest thing, especially in now's economy, quality and sound. Now this thing for me ticks all 3 boxes, and honestly, I'd recommend it to any customer of mine, any family member, any close friend, anybody. Honestly, you cannot beat their systems for the price that they are and the quality that they are too, and how bloody good they sound. I know there'll be a few people in the comment section saying, oh, you could have gone titanium and made it sound like a Jay-Z. This bloody thing ain't a Jay-Z and I don't want it to sound like it. So this makes the Barra sound absolutely mint, and I'm super happy with it. Honestly, it's not over the top, it's not stupidly loud, and it has a really nice exhaust note to it inside of the car as well as outside. So guys, if you do want to grab yourself one, hit me up on Gambin Racing, or go straight to X-Force Australia, hit them up, get yourself a system for your XR6 turbos, Ute, sedan, and they have plenty of other systems as well. I run their system on my VF Clubby build, on my VY Clubby when it was NA, now it's turbo. Obviously can't run that, not being IRS anymore too, but I've run them on all of my builds and recommend them to customers, friends, family, all that jazz. So if you want to get yourself one, bang for buck, hit up X-Force or myself. I think next, we probably need to play with the intake. I might do a turbo side intake on it and some intercooler pipes. I don't know if I upgrade the intercooler just yet, because again, it is a daily, and I know if I get an intercooler, it's going to spiral to then doing a turbo, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that, and we're not going to be very daily friendly anymore. So I'm going to do that, as well as paint the rocker cover, because the red's a little bit illy and outdated on these things. So we might do something to match the accents, or we might do something completely different, but you guys will see that in a future video. But other than that, I'm super wrapped with how it's turning out so far. And I'm super happy to have this bloody thing as a daily driver. It is a sick car and it is only getting better, guys. I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support as always. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Put those post notifications on so you do not miss out on the next episode and future episodes on this build and all the other builds we've got here going on in GAMBIN.BUILDS. These flies need to rack off. But anyways, guys, as always, we'll catch you in the next one.